So today marks my fourth year since I left the city permanently. But actually no, 3 years since I left the city permanently. But the semi-permanent one, on and off. I mean, I'm talking about 2 weeks here, 2 weeks in the city. I'm spending. This is the fourth year I'm spending living off grid. So living the city can you escape a range of physical, mental, and social vices. And today I want to talk about the social vices that I escaped. So welcome to my video. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Um, I'm Anto Hub. You can tune in and I'll guide you on my journey of off-grid living. Many people have started off-grid living in Kenya, especially young people. It's no longer a place to retire. It's a place to live. It's a new flex, as I said on my last video. So let me quickly talk about the things that I escaped. Let me start with the physical. Number one, constant noise pollution. I think it's gotten better. You know, when NEMA came and said that hooting and all that stuff. But I used to live in Parklands. Then when Parklands became a bit noisy, I moved up to Kiambu Road. I think I was one of the first people to move up in Kiambu Road when the apartment started, because Thika Road had just come and everything. But before I knew it, that noise pollution had come to Kiambu Road. And like the apartment I used to stay, there's all these buildings coming up around, and there was constantly hooting of tippers, trucks, mixer trucks, those bamburi trucks that go mixing cement and concrete. So life became very, very, very tough. And the next one was the same thing, air pollution, because most of them were diesel trucks. So they pass right outside your apartment, right next to your window almost, because everywhere was squeezed up. Diesel fumes get into your house. That I've never seen that here. Maybe in the next 100 years, and I hope it doesn't happen. But I'll be long gone to another realm or dimension, or heaven, or hell. So, but I hope not hell, heaven. The other one, the physical constraint is claustrophobia. If you lived in Nairobi and you know those streets of Ronald Ngala, Dubois, many of my businesses, my supplies, my suppliers are found there. So sometimes, of course, you want to go alone and find out before you create your networks. Most of my suppliers were in downtown. The claustrophobia, the people, hawkers everywhere. I don't know if it's still in Nairobi. I haven't been in a while. I don't know, maybe this changes. But there was always claustrophobia, people walking, people, you don't want to step on the hawkers, merchandise, mama mbogas selling fruits and all sorts of vegetables, people pushing you, cart drivers, people pushing trolleys. No, I don't miss that, and I'm glad I got away from that. Now we go to the social. There's this go-go mentality. 2020, if you know what I mean, matatu culture, where you've been rushed. It's just a headache. And then the second one was shallow social interactions, whereby you're talking to someone, but you don't know them deeply, and that happens a lot with big cities. But it's very shallow interaction, and it's not human. Then again, sometimes you don't know who you're talking to, so you keep it shallow. You might be talking to a serial killer or a pedophile or some crazy human. So the other one was social comparison, keeping up with the Joneses. The pressure was real. Like at times, and I know even in Nairobi right now, the pressure is real. That's why when you're walking in the streets, there's all these hawkers selling jeans, t-shirts, they have a market, because everyone wants the latest moonshine, the latest clothes, the latest fashion. Here, there's no social comparison. Like almost every day of the week, I'm in this overall with the farm name right there. This overall. That's what I wear almost every day of the week. Most of my mushine, most of my clothes, most of my weekend clothes, colognes, what I've had colognes here, roll-ons for maybe a year. Even some I should throw, because who are you flossing for here? And furthermore, I have apiaries with beehives. If I go smelling too flowery or too, bougie, the bees will, I'm just asking for stings. So that's another thing of living here. There's no social comparison. There's no even pressure to, did you have the latest car, the latest phone, nothing. The pressure is on you, on how you'll grow your wealth, grow your farm. The pressure is a different type of pressure. How your crops are faring, your animal husbandry and everything. Then the financial one now is a high cost of living. Financial constraints are real. When I moved out here, when I decided, and I thank God, gave me wisdom, I had crushing debt. I've paid 90% of my debts. I think I only owe someone 5,000 bob, and I'll pay them at the end of this month. It was a disaster. Extortionist rent. You're being extorted for space that doesn't make sense. Kwanza that one, that one is even this affordable housing, that's extortion. If you have a shags or you have the ability to slowly buy land, you're better off living in your spaces like this. It's what God intended for us. You do not. I used to pay almost, plus my Wi-Fi, everything, almost 23,000 bob for a very, 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 and I mean tiny space that you don't have your freedom. You can't make noise. You can't jam your music, and there's no even chirping birds and anything. For so much. So and then another one was compulsive consumerism, whereby because you're keeping up with the Joneses, munenda Quickmart, you go to Quickmart, you're seeing guys picking drinks, you even pick things that you don't need. And especially in a relationship, you have to take for your wife this, you have to take for your husband this, things that you don't need. Here we eat. There's no compulsive consumerism. Here is what you need, and which is healthy. I was growing boobs because of eating flurry things, unga. Now here you just eat what you need, and actually I eat one meal a day. The body has adjusted because you're consumed with work. You're consumed at the farm. One of these videos I'll take you around when I'm herding my sheep, or inspecting my beehives. That's the life I live here. So another one was of the high cost of living was the commuter fatigue. You have either the bus fares have gone up, the fuel has gone up now. That fatigue is real. The hours spent on jam, because people don't understand. Your time is your most important thing. You don't want to go sit in jam, get home angry. Even your kids don't relate with you, or your wife, or your children, or even yourself. You can't relate to yourself. You get to the house blacked out. Then the mental and emotional stress, chronic stress, living on the edge, adrenaline, driven by high pressure, monetary routine, monotony. You're living under high pressure, monotony, and then addictions. Either you're scrolling, you're just scrolling your phone, or addictions, alcohol, going to strip clubs. Yeah, people used to go to strip clubs, and then once addiction, maybe get now hooked up to those hookers, those langers. So those are my pros of moving here. Here, as you can see, there's no distractions. You've not had one car hoot. You've not seen anyone behind me. It's just chicken, free ranging. birds chirping, buzzing bees, wind, insects. Like those insects Chinese were stealing from Kenya. There are plenty here. They make a certain noise. They have fresh air and proper meditation. So thank you, and keep like my videos, subscribe. Till the next time, cheers.